And the last game I wanted to talk about for this weekend, match day 9 of the Premier League, Wolves versus Southampton. Wolves come in as the 9th team on the table. Southampton 4th. Wolves are just 3 points behind Southampton, so if they win, they'll tie them in points. But Southampton came in on fire. They have 16 points in 8 games. They're unbeaten in their last 6 games. They have 5 wins, 1 draw. This is their best start to a season ever, tying their 2014-2015 start. And they beat Newcastle 2-0 last time they played before the international break. They won 3 straight games. So, Southampton's on fire. This is their best start ever. Good for them. 3 straight wins. But there's a lot of teams. There's also a lot of things pointing towards the Wolves having a chance. The Wolves have only lost 1 time to Southampton in their last 8 games. 4 wins, 3 ties, and 1 loss. So they have history behind them. And for Southampton, they're without Ings. Daniel Ings is out with an injury. He won't be back for, I think, 4 or 5 more weeks. And that really hurts them. He's their main goal scorer. He's what makes their offense go. He's a real threat. Daniel Ings, he's a very underrated striker. I really like him. He's just all around. He's a good player. I think he was with Liverpool and he didn't really shine too much with them, but he's a great player. I like him. He's a quality striker, and I think they're really gonna miss him. I think they've played 1 game without him and they won, but I don't think that's sustainable. I really believe he was the cog that made them go, and without him, I think they're gonna struggle. Wolves are known to have a good defense. They're the second least conceded team in the Premier League, and they have a really good goalkeeper. Real Patricio had a great outing with Liverpool too during the international break. He had a great game against France. I think the Wolves players had a good international break too. Raul Jimenez scored twice in 2 games for Mexico. Neto scored his first goal for Portugal, becoming the first person born in the 2000s to score with Liverpool. With Portugal. So Wolves players are finding their form with their international teams. Daniel Ings is hurt. He's their main scoring threat. Their offense revolves around him. Wolves have one of the best defenses in the Premier League. Real Patricio's on fire. Out of the last 8 games, Southampton have only beaten the Wolves 1 time. I think I'm not crazy to think that the Wolves are gonna squeak out the 1-0 victory. I'm not gonna say more than 1-0 just because Wolves have been struggling to put the ball in the back of the net. So 1-0 victory is my prediction for the Wolves. I think it's going to be a close game. There's not going to be a lot of chances, just like most Wolves games this season. If you guys have watched the Wolves games, in contrast to other seasons, they have not been that fun. They have not been that back and forth. They have not been that fluid. We'll see if they turn that around. But it looks like Wolves are kind of struggling to put the ball in the back of the net. Southampton is without their main striker, without their offensive threat. So I think that's going to hurt them too. So it's either going to be a 0-0 draw, to be honest, or a 1-0 victory for the Wolves is my prediction. So I'm going to say 1-0 victory for the Wolves. It's going to be a close game. Keepers are not going to have a lot of action. And the midfield's going to, I think the Wolves have a better midfield too. Neves, Den Docker, he shouldn't play because I think he picked up an injury with Belgium. But I think Wolves have enough to get the 1-0 victory and move up the table, catch up to Southampton in points.